Think about your plan for the next 12 months. You want to earn more, invest smarter, maybe take a big step up in your career. But how exactly do you get there? That's where Taylor Swift comes into the picture. Sure, she's a globally famous musician, but underneath the celebrity status lies a wealth-building masterclass we can all use. She's not just a pop star. She's a strategic thinker who regularly makes huge financial decisions, like re-recording her old albums to own them outright. Now, you and I might not have music masters lying around. We're not planning record deals, but we do sign employment contracts. We do negotiate salaries, and we do have services or skills to sell. In that sense, we share Taylor's challenge. How do we secure real ownership, protect our interests, and build a better future? If you want to learn the secrets behind transforming your career and finances this year, you're in the right place. One of the most striking examples of Taylor's foresight is her choice to fight for the rights of her own music, even if it meant months of legal wrangling. Billboard and Rolling Stone both chronicled how she took the long route rather than going for quick settlements. That's something we can all appreciate. We might not have creative property like albums, but we can still focus on long-term returns in our own work. Maybe you're considering a job that offers immediate pay but limited growth, or you're tempted by a high-risk investment just because it looks promising this week. Pause and ask, where do I want to be in the next 2 or 3 years? If you're always opting for the quickest payoff, you're probably missing out on future wealth. Just like Taylor refusing to give up her masters, refusing to settle for mediocre career or investment paths can secure bigger rewards down the line. Taylor Swift's boldness in negotiating with streaming platforms put her on the map as someone unafraid to push for what she believes she's worth. When Apple Music launched, she stood firm, demanding fair pay for artists. Apple eventually agreed, validating her tough stance. In your own life, you may not be in the same stratospheres as Taylor, but the principle is identical. Maybe you're trying to negotiate a higher salary at your 9-to-5 job. Maybe you're a freelancer charging lower fees because it's uncomfortable to ask for more. Don't sell yourself short this year. Learn how to gather data on typical pay scales, prepare your talking points, and calmly articulate your value. Organizations have a budget. They just need to see your clear worth to feel compelled to pay it. Taylor showed that if you're not actively advocating for yourself, you're agreeing to someone else's terms and potentially losing a big share of what's rightfully yours. These days, everyone has a personal brand. From the job you hold to your activity on social media, your reputation can either be a launching pad or a roadblock. Taylor Swift is a prime example of someone crafting and managing her image carefully, then making it look effortless. Watch the Netflix documentary Miss Americana, and you'll see how she aligns her public persona with her core values. Yes, she's a distinctive celebrity brand, but the takeaway is universal. You need to control your narrative. Curate your LinkedIn, refine your online presence, and highlight the projects that best represent you. The job market and the business world have plenty of noise. If you can stand out for the right reasons, you will open doors. By the way, if these strategies resonate with you, subscribe to this channel. I'll keep bringing you proven wealth-building insights so you can make giant career leaps with confidence and clarity. From country music to pop superstardom, Taylor Swift flips genres like it's a second nature. That's adaptability in action. She identifies emerging trends and evolves right on time. The challenge for us is much the same. Industries shift rapidly. Technology disrupts safe job roles in the blink of an eye. If you're clinging to the same playbook that worked 5 years ago, you're at risk of becoming outdated in your own profession. Maybe you're a marketing expert who never learned about data analytics. Maybe you're an IT specialist who hasn't embraced the newest cloud platforms. This year, commit to exploring the next frontier in your field. Adaptability is a lifelong skill, not something you do once. If you pivot slightly, like adding a new certification or experimenting with a side project, you're preparing yourself for changes on the horizon. Keep open to reinvention, because that's how you stay relevant and stand out from the crowd. Taylor Swift's income doesn't just flow from album sales. Her revenue streams span concert tours, business sponsorships, real estate, and merchandise. That's diversifying at its finest. And that principle matters whether you're a global superstar or an office worker. If all your earnings come from one paycheck, one boss, or one business model, you're vulnerable. A single change in the market can leave you scrambling. However, diversification doesn't mean you need an entire empire. Start with tiny steps. Open a savings account that yields interest. Buy fractional shares in stocks or ETFs. Rent out a spare room in your home. Or launch a small digital product that solves a common need. When you have multiple income streams, no matter how modest, they compound. Over time, those secondary sources can become significant. Like Taylor juggling different ventures, you can add stability, resilience, and potentially a lot more growth to your overall financial playbook. One reason Taylor Swift retains a massive fan base is her genuine approach to the people who love her music. She's known to show up at fan gatherings and interact on social media in a personal, unscripted way. How does this translate to your world? Even if you're not hosting a listening party, you can still build authentic relationships at work or in your professional communities. Treat every coworker or potential client as a valued collaborator. Engage in conversation with genuine interest, not as a robotic formality. Make thoughtful introductions for people you know could help each other. Share your knowledge freely in forums or on LinkedIn. When people see that you're sincere, they respond in kind. Over time, those connections can lead you to partnerships, referrals, or alliances that can accelerate your career or business. Being grounded in who you are while staying open to others ultimately fosters the loyalty and trust that money can't buy. Taylor Swift's professional path isn't just a series of glowing triumphs. She's faced difficult label disputes, feuds in the entertainment world, and disagreements over streaming rights. The way she bounces back, however, is telling. She plans her comebacks meticulously, like re-recording old albums to regain control, rather than stewing in regret. This is an important reminder for you and me. Did you fail to land that promotion last year? Did a side hustle fall apart because conditions changed? The question is how you'll respond next. Instead of giving up or blaming circumstances, identify the weak points that caused the stumbling block. Maybe you lacked negotiation data or didn't research the market well. Decide how to fix that gap, then come back smarter and more prepared. A temporary loss can morph into a long-term win if you treat it as a training ground for your next big leap. The key is to keep refining your plan instead of throwing it away. Taylor doesn't casually mention, I might drop an album sometime. She sets release dates, teases fans with countdowns, and keeps momentum high. That level of clarity is what you need in your New Year's resolutions. Vague aspirations like earn more money or get promoted often fall flat because there's no specific deadline. A better resolution sounds like this. I'll increase my salary by 10% by June, or I'll save 3 months of living expenses by August. Deadlines force you to measure your progress and plan your steps. They also let you celebrate small wins along the way. Take it a step further by telling an accountability buddy, maybe a friend or mentor, about your goals. Suddenly, you're no longer operating in isolation. You've publicly declared your timeline, which makes it harder to procrastinate. Clear targets, like Swift's album rollouts, can spur disciplined action and help you measure just how far you've come once the year ends. One thing that stands out about Taylor is her dedication to learning the full scope of her craft. She understands songwriting, distribution, market trends, and she keeps diving into new creative production methods. Her negotiations with Apple Music showed a deep grasp of how royalties and payment structures operate. This isn't just natural talent. It's intense curiosity and a willingness to keep evolving. If you're not committing to ongoing education, whether it's reading a relevant finance book each month or exploring a new technology in your industry, someone else out there definitely is. And in a year, they might surge ahead while you stay stuck. Don't let that happen. Turn it into habit. Schedule an hour a day or a few hours each week to expand your expertise. And finally, if you learned something valuable from Taylor's wealth-building lessons, hit that subscribe button. Here, we'll keep examining how inspiring figures grow their net worth and their influence, so you can keep upgrading your financial future and unlock new possibilities in the months ahead.